What's good? It's another episode of MBC News. According to me, MBC. Alright, so I was trying to come up with some creative ideas, creative concepts of how I can do this video. And the best thing I could think of, and it's probably really stupid when I look back at it, and I'll probably be like, why'd I do that? But anyways, I have my camcorder in a freezer. Why do I have my camcorder in a freezer? Glad you asked that question. I will answer it in about 20 seconds because I got a jibber jabber. You know how I go. Anyways, the reason why I have my camcorder in a freezer is symbolic of something. It's symbolic of how black men treat each other. I wake up daily, and that's a blessing. But I wake up daily, and I look on Facebook, I look at Twitter, and sometimes I look at the YouTube comments, and I see black men going at each other as if they're trying to, just 1 second. Forgot I left the water running. I see black men going in on each other hardcore. Almost as if like they're ready for war or they are at war, and to the point of they will issue threats. I call them keyboard killers and typewriter terrorists. And if you don't agree with them, if you don't subscribe to their way of thinking and their logic, then the hell with you. You gotta die. I think it's sad that we as black men, or labeled as black men, come from such a diverse history. You look at our ancestors. You had Frederick Douglass and Booker T, Washington, and you had the different ends of the spectrum, and to now be at a point where you can't even just disagree to disagree, or agree to disagree rather. It's very sad, and we treat each other like a freezer. We're very cold to one another. We don't care about each other as black men. We don't. Black men can die at a phenomenal rate, and no one will say anything. I saw this one meme that said that a certain amount of black women had died in a certain time frame, and this is a national outcry. And like, black men have been dying for hundreds of years. What do you mean? Like, but there's no outcry for that. There's an outcry for 2 or 3 weeks, and then they send out a black woman to say, "Oh, racism had nothing to do with why they killed my son." No one cares about black men. Not even black men. We treat each other like a freezer. We're cold towards one another. We have no compassion for our fellow black man. I myself look to put an end to this. I'm not going to divulge some of the stuff that I've done to help out black men, but I've given black men money, men I don't even know. But because I've talked to them for a while, and I studied their heart, and I see that they're good people. They're trying, they're in a bad situation, whether they mean it or not. I give from the bottom of my heart, and I help where I can help out. Why? Because I want to stop the cycle of coldness towards one another. I want to stop that cycle of seeing each other as just another nigga. Because we're much more than that. We're a big threat. If we weren't a big threat, why is it that there's such a effort to mass incarcerate us, to put us in the ground? They set up a welfare system where they turn black women against black men. Why is it that we are always the target of everything that the United States of America comes up with? Why is it always something, a plan that always ends with us behind bars or underneath the ground? And I want every black man to ask themselves this question. I want every black man to study this video, if you do nothing else, listen to the words of my mouth and understand that if you were not special, you would not be hunted like an animal. Because you know what they do for animals, right? They collect them, they stuff them. I think something called taxidermy. They mount them on the wall. That was the whole reason why when they lynched black men, burnt them and shot them to death, riddled their bodies with bullets, they would cut off their genitalia and put it on their mantelpiece. This is history. America hates black men. America hates responsible black men. America hates black men who take care of their children, which is why I just recently came into some statistics that point out that black men are overwhelmingly in their children's lives. The reason why the children don't live with the black men, because you have the system in black women. Don't get me wrong, I love black women. I love my wife very much. But I have to look at society as a whole and see that you have a corrupt justice system that was never meant for us. But they're using our women as tools of instruments of cruelty against us. I have a fellow brother right now getting ready to gear up for something, a situation. I don't want to give too much information in case someone might know who I'm talking about. But he's about to go through that whole court system thing. And I told him about a dream I had. And, you know, it was like I was being raked over the coals. But I understand symbology of dreams. And when I told him about it, he started describing some things that he had been going through with the mother of his children. They're in the process of separating. And we have a system that wants to keep the children from the man. And I'm going to tell you, black men, we wouldn't have a bunch of black women walking around with weird hair on their head if the black fathers who wanted to be in their life was actually allowed to be in their lives. Because we don't tell our children they got nappy hair. We don't tell our children they black as hell. We don't make our children feel insecure, because as black men, we know how it is to be treated less than. We don't make our kids feel like there's something wrong with them because they are naturally black and because their hair is nappy and their hair is kinky. We don't do that to our children. We embrace it and we work with it. That's how a real black man functions in this world. But America hates that. America doesn't want to see that. And I hope and I pray that if this is the only video that goes viral, I hope that every black man within the sound of my voice hears this and understands you have a value to the marketplace. That's why they're congregating together to keep you out of the marketplace. That's why they make it hard for you to succeed in this world, because they know the power that God has put in you. They know that you are the children of God, and that's why they fear you. That's why they don't want you to succeed. That's why they want you to be cold to one another. They want you to take freezer burn stuff, throw it in the garbage. Another dead nigga. Another nigga in jail. That's the way they want you to think. Stop letting women manipulate you. Stop letting these black women manipulate you, making them think that they have your back when they really don't. I'm not saying that it's all, but there's a majority of black women out here who would love to see you die a slow death. And if they could be at the hands of it so they can get some attention, they'll do it. Ask Dr. Umar. I don't know about the man. I'm not judging him. He did what he did. But guess who's trying to bring him down now? Well, guess who is bringing him down now? How many of you know that a black woman tried to assassinate Martin Luther King Jr.? You have to understand the dichotomy between the bedwitch and the American government, the American establishment, those who are the most prosperous in this American society. the slave masters, who had no bones about raping black women, creating mulatto offspring. But if you even looked at their wife, you was a dead nigga. We must understand the power that lies within the black man, or whom they call the black man, because the Creator calls you a child of God. You have power with God. That's why they keep you thinking like a nigga, so that you can never tap into that power of God, of the Almighty Ahaya. That's why they keep you thinking on a street level, so that you can continue to be cold to one another. See, what you fail to understand, you're right next to one another. You're all in the same predicament. You're all in the same cold box. But they want you to think you're all separated. But you're not. There is no difference between us. We're on a free-range plantation. This is the reality. You have no you have no authority in this world. In this kingdom, your power is to come. Believe it. And that's why they're ratcheting up the plans to exterminate you, black man. I use the term black man because I want to reach as many people as I can, so I don't speak too fancy-like, if so to speak. But understand why I put my camcorder in this freezer. Because I want to give each and every black man the perspective from which I see, which we're all in this together. And we must be selective with the women we choose to lay down with, who we have children with. We must be selective, very selective. We must have standards that are so high, people will say it's unrealistic. Why? Because we have too many whores claiming to be queens. Oh, they're queens, all right. Queens of whoredom. And a whore will bring down a righteous man any day and blot out his name from all righteousness that he's ever done. Will no longer exist. No man, no woman will acknowledge the righteousness that Dr. Umar has done. How many children he saved from being falsely diagnosed with having ADHD. How many boys he saved from being put on Ritalin. Nobody will remember that. They will just remember he was playing simp to a whore, a black whore, who didn't give a damn about his mission, didn't give a damn about his life's work. Black men, stop running from one another. And you basketball player, whoever you may be, you anonymous coward bastard, you don't have to like the man, you don't have to like what he did. But there's plenty of white politicians that still get banked. Bill Clinton is still raking money, and he cheated on his wife. Umar Johnson wasn't even married to this woman. Hillary Clinton is still raking bank. You Negroes don't get it, do you? You'll never get it. It's deeper than what you think. They make you look at today and forsake tomorrow. And then when tomorrow comes, you have nothing. Don't get me wrong. I don't support Dr. Umar Johnson's philosophical beliefs or his religious or whatever his spiritual beliefs are. I don't go that route. But at the same time, he was trying to do something for our people. And for that, I can respect the man till the end of time. I respect any man that will do something for our people. But to let his legacy be destroyed over a whorish woman, black folks, this is why you always stay at the bottom. Because no man is perfect. Even a righteous man is a sinner. And if we all were perfect, then there would be no need for poverty. There would be no need for homelessness, because we all would be perfect and we all would have the perfect life. No decision made would ever be bad that would cost you everything. And black folk, especially black men, knowing that you have one chance to get it right when every other race of man has hundreds of chances to get it right. You have one. You don't get second chances. And if you get second chances, you're constantly reminded that you got a second chance. And to throw this brother away because he gave into his lust explains why black people will always be at the bottom of the barrel. Because we can't see tomorrow, too busy looking at today. But just remember, if you remember nothing else, black men, my brothers, stop treating each other like this. Stop being cold to one another.